G'day guys, how's it going? It is Jared HD here. Welcome to episode number 10. We're into double digits now of season 1 of the Everton career mode series. If you missed out on the last episode, definitely go and check it out. It was a big episode, probably one of the best episodes we have had so far. Make sure that you check that out. But in today's episode, we have 3 Premier League games, 1 FA Cup game, and we are wrapping up the January transfer window. If you do go on to enjoy today's episode, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new around here. But let's get in straight away and answer your press conference questions. The first question comes from Brandon Hotchkiss. He says, former Everton player Marouane Fellaini has started to become upset with the lack of playing time he is getting at Man United. Will you bring the midfielder back to Goodison Park? In all honesty, I don't have intentions of bringing Fellaini back. I am happy with the midfield quality we have right now, and I'm only going to improve on it, not bring back a player who is high 70s. I'd rather save that money, spend it on someone a little bit younger and a little bit better. Myko Fergie asks, how dank are your memes? Oh, they're dank. Two Bad Gamers says, after knocking out such a big team, he's referring to Chelsea, in the FA Cup, do you think your team has the ability to win the FA Cup? I thought we had the ability to win it before that Chelsea game. That game against Chelsea just confirms my thoughts. I think we are a good shout on going deep. We are into the round of 16, and we do have the round of 16 game against Burnley coming up in today's episode. So if we can get through to that, quarter-final bound. The final question comes from Matt Moran. Not sure if it's the guy from the Australian MasterChef, but he says, how do you feel about Liverpool signing Karius in real life? Will this affect Karius's performances with Everton? Pretty disappointing to see him moving to Liverpool in real life. Of course, our Merseyside rivals. Would have been nice to see him coming to Goodison Park because he was strongly linked with Everton in real life, which is one of the main reasons why I signed him in the first place. Pretty sad to see him go there. It's not going to affect him at all. I'm pretty confident in this series, however. Thank you for the great questions once again, fellas. Make sure that you leave more in the comments section down below. The earlier you leave them, the better chance you have of getting featured. But let's get into the gameplay of today's big episode. So as we jump into the gameplay here, we are towards the back end of the January transfer window, receiving a transfer offer from MK Dons, £400,000 for our young right back Mason Holgate, looking to push him on, sell him on, so I will get into talks there with MK Dons. But we do go in for a player that you guys wanted me to get. I spoke about it in the most recent press conference. It is Dele Alli, the English wonderkid. £5.5 million plus Darren Gibson is what I am offering. MK Dons come back to us saying £400,000 there. For Mason Holgate, I'm going to say $500,000, and thankfully they accept. It looks like the young right back is going to be moving on transfer deadline day. We see that Spurs want more money and they aren't interested in Darren Gibson, which is pretty fair. I kind of threw that offer out there as a little bit of a feeler message because I'm not going to want to pay £16.5 million like they originally said when I inquired. I go ahead and say 7.5 plus Mattioni, realizing that it's probably going to be a bit of a difficult challenge to try signing Dele Alli, but we'll have a crack at it anyways. And we see once again, unfortunately, they are not interested in the player. I was expecting that once again, but we'll just go in here, offer up straight money, £9.5 million for Dele Alli. I think that's a little bit reasonable, and Spurs come back once again, £16.5 million. That is more than we can afford. I have freaking adjusted the transfer and the wage budgets. Couldn't afford him, so that is how we will end our January transfer window. No signings, a few players sold. This was really a clearing out window, getting rid of the deadwood, and next season is where you guys will notice a pretty big difference in the players that we are bringing in. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more money and European football to play for next season, so hopefully we can bring in some big name players. As you do see here, John Stones wants more wages. I don't really want to offer him more wages, but I don't want him to be asking to leave the club, so I oblige. I say £60,000 per week, 1 additional year, making it a 5 or 4.5 year contract. Hopefully he goes on and accepts that. But the opening game in today's episode is on the road. It is at one of the most difficult places in English football. We are taking on Stoke City away. Thank God it is not a cold, rainy Tuesday night in Stoke. It is a sunny Saturday afternoon. Let's see if we can pick up the points here against Stoke, against the Potters. Here is our starting 11 for this game. Pretty strong side, to be fair. Tolisso starting in the midfield. Mohamed Bezic, Ross Barkley, Funes Mori and Jagielka are the centre-backs. And we get the opening attacking opportunity. Dele Alli with a fantastic ball to Lukaku, trying to get past Jeff Cameron. Unfortunately, he loses it, but it goes into the path of Kevin Morales. Tolisso hitting that one, blocked, goes off, Lukaku blocked from Dele Alli. Ross Barkley hits it, but Glenn Johnson throws his body in front of it, and it is still 0-0 as we push into the second half. Imbula through to Ibrahim Afellay, who does a very nice drawing pass there, through to Arnautovic, but a fantastic save there from Karius. Very, very pleased to see that save there from our German goalkeeper. 77 minutes into the game, we are looking for a go-ahead goal. Tolisso hits that. What a freaking goal there from our French midfielder, giving us the 1-0 advantage. Wow, I was not expecting that, and that gets us all 3 points in the game against Stoke. A pretty highlightless game, but we get the 3 points. So we will now get into the Howard Kendall medal points for today's episode. After that win against Stoke City, the points are going to 3 points to Tolisso, 2 points to Romelu Lukaku, and 1 point to Karius. As we get back into the gameplay here, we receive this bullshit message. John Stones doesn't want to sign the contract extension. What is wrong with you, mate? You come to us asking for an increase on your wage. We give you exactly what you demand, and you decline it. You are a piece of shit, John Stones. Just fuck off, mate. Anyways, we're going to put our hatred, our new hatred, for John Stones away. Taking on Swansea, gonna play him here. If he has a shit game, then that is basically the end of John Stones, in my opinion. I don't really like it when my players stuff me around. As a manager and as a leader, I like transparency between the players and my coaching staff, and John Stones has just betrayed my trust. So, not exactly in the most happy of moods with John Stones. And look at that, that is why we want to sell him. Leroy Fer getting around him so easily. Fortunately, Karius is able to clean up the mess that John Stones left, and it is still 0-0. Punch away there from Karius in the 19th minute. Cork is on the ball, going to Sigurdarsson, and what a save from Karius. Take a look at this on the replay. You wouldn't think it was that good of a save, but as we take a look on the replay, that is a fantastic strike and an absolute fingertip save there from Karius, the amazing German goalkeeper. Once again, just like the Stoke game, this has been a very, very boring game. We move all the way in the 84th minute. Gareth Barry, it deflects, and once again, a late goal is going to see us collect the points here. A 1-0 lead, which is going to correlate into a 1-0 victory against Swansea City. Very, very fortunate to pick up the points there in what was a very, very boring game against Swansea City. After that pretty boring game against Swansea, pretty tough to find who deserved the points in this game, but we have come up with 3 players. So 3 points are going to Karius, 2 points are going to Seamus Coleman, and 1 point goes to Kekuta Mane. The third game in today's episode is the game that I discussed during today's press conference. It is the FA Cup, round of 16, taking on freaking Burnley. Shout out to the main man, Vizer. Joey Barton, and all the freaking Burnley lads. Here is our starting 11 for today's matchup. Moussa Dembele up front, giving him a bit of game time. He has been asking for it. As you can see, it is a little bit of a rotational side. Wanted to give some youngsters that deserved game time a bit of a go, but also wanted to play some of our starting 11 players because it is the round of 16, and I want to go a little bit further in this competition now that we are getting to serious stages. Moussa Dembele trying to give us the lead there, but Tom Heaton is able to make the save. Gray on the attack here for Burnley, 25th minute, going to Arfield, back to Gray. Gray gets tackled from Bjorn Engels, but unfortunately he gets dispossessed from Gray, who takes it past our defenders. It goes to Arfield, and are you kidding me? Tim Howard, what are you doing, son? Usually very, very reliable, gets beaten at the near post, and that is something Tim Howard has been known for in his recent seasons at Everton in real life. Getting beaten at the near post, so it's kind of realistic to see him getting beaten there, but that is just absolutely pathetic from someone that is one of my favorite goalkeepers. Shouldn't be doing that. Moussa Dembele trying to tie this game up. Unlucky not to score there, but then in the 42nd minute, it is Dowell going to Gibson. He's going to pass it to Moussa Dembele, who's got a lot of work to do here. Cutting around, finds the space. Moussa Dembele, what a finish, son. Holy crap. What a strike from a young, talented striker there in Moussa Dembele, finding a hole where there wasn't one, giving us the 1-0 scoreline. Can Bezic make it 2-1? No, he cannot. A disappointing effort there from the Bosnian midfielder. 53rd minute, and it has been all Everton traffic so far. Delafeu really disappointing there. Really should have given us the 2-1 advantage, putting that one well wide of the target. But it is Lowton running up the line here, the former Aston Villa winger, going across the Sam Vokes, blows that one over the crossbar. Very happy to see that. And with 20 minutes to go, Moussa Dembele, he is running through, holding up the play, a backheel pass to Dowell, who makes the tackle. Darren Gibson hits it, saved from Heaton. How unlucky have we been not to take the lead here? But late in the game, Vokes on the attack, once again up against Brian Oviedo, the brilliant left back from Everton. Goes into Browning, who clears it, but a bad pass from Oviedo. Gray hits it! Are you kidding me? Poor passing play from us on the defensive end is going to see Burnley take the lead in this game and knock us out of the FA Cup. Guys, that is horrible. After the unfortunate FA Cup exit against Burnley, we are awarding the Howard Kendall medal points to Moussa Dembele after that absolute peach of a goal, Tyus Browning, and then 1 point to Mohamed Bezic. So unfortunately, our FA Cup journey is going to end there after that loss to Burnley, but I have decided to go ahead, hire another youth scout, Cameron Mitchell from North Ireland, £156,000, 6 months for a trip to Brazil. We're looking for a technically gifted player, trying to find another Neymar, trying to find a Brazilian trickster. That would be fantastic. Our English scout comes back here, and we sign Kevin Shires to our youth academy, scouting the rest of the players. The final matchup in today's episode, fellas, it is back at home. Goodison Park once again, taking on West Brom. A pretty important Premier League matchup. As you can see, we are in 9th position, West Brom in 10th. Only a points difference between our two sides. Very keen to see how we perform in this game. Here is our starting 11. The strong starting 11 reflecting the strong intentions that I have. West Bromwich Albion's starting 11 looks like this. Sandro, Salomon Rondon, Sessegnon, Jakob. They've got a pretty strong side, to be fair. Pretty underrated talent in there. But in the 8th minute, Barkley drawing and passing. Leighton Baines denied. A fantastic save there from Ben Foster, keeping it at 0-0. Tolisso going for the header. It goes back to John Stones, the man in exile. A shocker of a shot, man. What are you doing, John Stones? Off the corner, though, we try something a little bit cheeky there. Tom Cleverley with a half-decent effort on the volley. Would have been an absolute wonder goal if he managed to score it. But West Brom getting their first opportunity of the game. Gardner looking for some support. Goes himself from distance. Bangs that one straight at Karius. And as we push on into the second half here, we get an opportunity. A very dull match, but Morales running through up against Gamboa, holding up the play, going to Tolisso, going to Barkley, turns the defender, hits that one, but unfortunately he places it pretty poorly. And this game and the episode is going to wrap up with a 0-0 draw against West Bromwich Albion. And after that final game in today's episode against West Bromwich Albion, the Howard Kendall medal points are going to 3 points to Tolisso, 2 points to Ross Barkley, and 1 point to our amazing German keeper, Karius. Alright fellas, so we are going to wrap up today's episode of the Everton Career Mode series here. If you are enjoying the series so far and you enjoyed today's episode, make sure that you drop a like on the video. If we could smash over 75 likes, I will upload another video ASAP. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We are pushing for 25,000 subscribers. Make sure that you check out my social media links, which are Twitter and Instagram, both of those down below. But most importantly, fellas, I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.